So I did a thing. So as you can see, welcome back to the channel by the way, I bought another Mustang. The 66 is still around. It's actually out in the driveway right now because I'm getting ready to start on this car. So I actually just picked this car up yesterday. It is a 65 Mustang convertible, as you can see. 289 2-barrel. And it is a 4-speed manual originally from the factory. So that was one of the biggest selling points for me on this car. I'll go in detail here shortly about everything wrong with the car, what's going to happen, whatever. But it's a 289 C code, originally from the factory with a 4-speed manual, which is actually kind of interesting. I doubt they've made very many of these. So yeah. So from my understanding, bodywork has already been done to this car. It's in primer right now. And as I look at this, as you can see, there's no holes on the hood here because the Ford is supposed to go here. You're also missing the holes on the side for the 289 badges in the Mustang logo here in the corral. As you can see here, there's Bondo right there. I believe it's Bondo. We can figure this out real quick. Yeah, it actually, there's a little bit of Bondo, but it's solid, and then there's a little bit of pull, not much. That's all solid. So this needs cut out and patched. This just needs to be sanded down and see how bad the rust is there. But the car is relatively straight for a convertible. So this was originally a Midwest car sold. So it does have some rust, which if you see my videos, you know what to check for, which is what I essentially did when I went to go look at this car. So I guess we'll just start in the interior because it's basically gutted. Let me grab a flashlight real quick. So here's the back seat area. As you can see, got a hole there, there's a hole over there as well. Some there. We got a hole here, here as well. So in my video when I said what to look for when looking at these cars, to make sure they're structurally sound, you always want to check frame rails and rust and all that good stuff. So I'm not too worried about the rust back here. I think I can get a panel, just patch these holes. Most of this is solid. They did, however, break the mounting, essentially the back seat. You kind of push it back and shove it down and it clips into a clip here, and on the other side those are both snapped off, so I'll have to get some new of those and weld them on. But I mean, I'm not too concerned about these. That is going to be a bit challenging to replace, but I think it'll be okay. As you can see, the floor pans have been replaced once, which is why it's not too terribly bad. It's not the best job done. Eventually, if I want to take this to concours condition, rip them out and put them back in correctly. So the biggest thing, which I told everyone on my channel to look for, especially when buying a convertible, is your frame rail. So you got your inner or your outer, you got one that's in between, and then you got your inner frame rail. So this is what it's supposed to look like, except there's not supposed to be a giant hole here. So this is rusted out, and as you can see, it's completely missing right here. So essentially what happened was, at one point someone, oh gosh, restored this car to a certain degree, and what I think happened was they cut, because these frame rails are just all spot welded together along here. So I think they took a grinder, separated them all, and before they cut this out, sections of it out, they took, right here, this is a angle iron, a big, fat, thick angle iron, and crammed it up between the outer and the inner frame rail, and then just welded it in and called it a day. And they cut this frame rail out up here, left it here because they did not cut this floor or the seat section out. Welded it in and left it here, called it a day. I mean, it worked. The car is straight. So eventually I'll probably bust that loose and do it correctly and replace the floor pans again. As you can see, there's just layers of sheet metal in there. Right now I don't know if I want to mess with it. As you can see, this whole interior needs redone. That's a little interesting here. That does not appear to be factory, so I need to look into that. Something's going on there. So as you can see, they did the exact same thing on the other side frame rail. Dash is all there. The dash pad's actually in really good shape. Radio's there, who knows if it works. The car does run. It does not have exhaust on it right now. There's also no convertible top in it. So there is rust back here, which will get replaced. So as you can see right there, there is puckering on this rear frame rail. So I'm going to cut that out and replace that frame rail. And the one on the other side needs new gas tank, new fuel lines. The brakes don't work right now, so I'm going to go through the braking system today. Get the car up in the air, see what I need to get for the brakes, and get those working. That way we can move the car. Wow, that's a lot of Bondo right there. Actually, it's not that much. It sticks there. So yeah, and then probably suspension work, get new leaf springs and shocks. There's a wire that goes to something, probably the light back here. So we'll go ahead and open up the engine bay. So there's the engine. There's rust here, needs fixed. It's always known to rust here because the battery is leaking acid and things like that. Shock towers have not been cut up. Frame rails in here look really good. No one's drilled holes in the shock tower. It's the original radiator. The guy said it was numbers matching in drivetrain, which there's no such thing between 65 and 67 unless it's a K code. K code engines, they did stamp the VINs into them. But in the community, it's pretty well known to where if your engine was assembled about 2 or 3 weeks before your car, it's probably the correct engine. So it's widely accepted that then it's the correct engine. So this car was built November of '64, and right here is the assembly date on the engine. And the engine was assembled at the beginning of November of '64. So I'm pretty sure that this is the original engine and transmission to this vehicle. So that's great. It does run, like I said. There's no exhaust on it currently. As you can see right there, it's just straight off the headers. So I took the battery out of the 66 to get it up on the trailer and pull it in the garage. So I put the battery back in the 66. So this is not going to be running for a while. It does have the front water pump. Looks like it has been off before. That does not look original to it. So it needs all new hoses and stuff. I'm going to run a compression test on the engine probably, just to see what condition the engine's in. But first thing is what I want. Like I said, it needs cleaned, obviously. There's mud everywhere. I'd like to clean the interior, get the seats out, vacuum it all out, see exactly what's going on. And then from that point, like I said, do the brakes, get the brakes working, address some sheet metal issues. I was thinking brakes, do the rear frame rails, fix some holes back here, brand new interior, mechanically make sure it's sound, and then drive it this summer. Not sure about that now anymore. I mean, I'm sure the engine's fine. I'm not sure. I really don't want to rebuild it right now. So I'm not sure what I want to do. I need to get a new grill with the corral and bars, and then I got to figure out what they did to patch those holes, because I do want to put the emblems back on. So again, this is primer from what I understand. The original color for this was silver smoke gray, so eventually when I paint it, it'll go back to silver smoke gray, black interior. Thinking about putting pony interior in it, even though that's not correct, simply because I already have a 66 with standard interior. Granted, it's red. I'd kind of go a little different, and then eventually get GT style wheels with red line tires. I do like the width on these tires a lot better than my 66. They're just a little wider. So I'll probably go with that size tire again. But yeah, it's just a project. Like I said, I'd love to drive it this summer. I don't know if I'll get to. Because as you, when I got off the trailer in the garage, I was like, wow, I've made a mistake. This is a giant project. But then as I broke it down, I was like, okay, just address this. And slowly it gets back to where it needs to be. But as you go over and see everything that's wrong with it all at once, see how much work you gotta do, get overwhelmed, which I am again right now, but it's gonna be okay. I think this is a pretty original car, solid car for the most part. There is a lot of rust and not body work, but sheet metal that needs replaced. So we'll just knock it out one at a time. So yeah, I bought another Mustang. This one's not gonna go anywhere, like the 64.5 did. That was just no time for that. I was in the midst of the 66 and it was just sitting outside. I didn't have my house at the time. So we just had to let it go, move on. So now we have a 65 convertible 4-speed car, which will be fun. Actually, I've never sat in this car yet. I was not the one that pulled it on the trailer into the garage. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's gonna be tons of how-to videos. I'm actually not sure exactly how the videos I'm gonna do for this car are. I don't know if I'm gonna do how-to videos or like vlog style, like just updates at the time. I'm sure I'm gonna do how-tos and probably along with like some vlogs of just like the progress on the car, because it's not gonna be quick progress, I don't think. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I bought another car. Oh, poor life decisions all the way around. 2 Mustang family again, for me, and my dad's got his. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys here next time, and stay tuned for some more how-to or how not to videos, because you know, the best way to learn is to mess up and see what not to do. See you guys next time.